Immigration Minister Alex Hawke has cancelled the visa of men's world number one Novak Djokovic. In a statement, the minister says he made the call on health and good order grounds and on the basis that it was in the public interest to do so. The Australian Open starts Monday.
Well, joining us now is former Immigration Department Secretary Abul Rizvi. Abul, did you expect this call from the Immigration Minister this evening?
No, frankly, I thought, and if I was in my old job, I would have been advising him not to go down this path. It is seriously a high wire act.
What does it mean that the visa is being cancelled on public interest grounds?
Right. So what the minister has done is use Section 133C of the Migration Act, which gives the minister a personal power to cancel a visa holder's visa if the minister considers that it is in the public interest to do so, and he can do that without giving the visa holder any natural justice. So that's what he's done. It's a very, very extreme power. I recall when it was developed, we only thought it would be used in the most extraordinary and rare circumstances where someone presented a very serious risk to the Australian population. I did not ever expect it to be used in these circumstances.
I'm fascinated by your call, Abul, that this is a high wire act that the government is undertaking here. What is the issue? I mean, does Djokovic have any right of appeal?
Yes, he can seek judicial review, which I imagine, because he must mandatorily be taken into detention now, so I assume he'll be taken back to that hotel that he was in, hotel detention centre that he was in earlier. His lawyers will be now lodging an appeal to the courts, and they will be seeking two things, I think. One, to argue the matter on legal grounds, but secondly, to ask the judge for permission for Mr. Djokovic to be released on a bridging visa to enable him to participate in the Australian Open. That's a decision the judge would need to make over the weekend.
There's also been talk of a 3-year ban for Djokovic. What are the chances of that?
Well, a 3-year ban applies, but Mr. Djokovic can apply to the government to ask for the ban to be waived on compelling and compassionate grounds. And I imagine if he wants to play in next year's Aussie Open, he may apply, and I suspect whoever is the minister would probably allow that.
They made this announcement at 6 p.m. on a Friday night, which, as we all know, is a classic political move if you want to kill a story over the weekend. How much of this decision do you think was political?
Oh, look, once the government was in this difficult, very difficult situation, and it got itself into this difficult situation itself by changing policy on how it dealt with medical exemptions provided by the state government. It changed policy between the 5th of January and the 6th of January. But having made such a dramatic change of policy, I think it felt it had to continue with the cards that it had played.
So just to be clear, Abul, you think that Djokovic can still play in the Australian Open if he can manage to convince yet another court that he should get this visa back?
Well, he would get a bridging visa, and he would probably get what's known as a bridging visa E, which does not normally carry work rights. Now, playing tennis, some people may regard that as not as work, but it is Mr. Djokovic's job. So they would need to consider those issues as well, whether he gets work rights with the bridging visa. But that is an issue the judge will consider. And if he considers there is merit in Mr. Djokovic's argument, it makes sense to release him on a bridging visa whilst the appeal is considered.
Sounds like it's not over yet. Thanks so much for your time, Abul.
You're welcome.